So let's talk about missing values. Missing values are probably the most common headache you're going to have as a machine learning person. And first off, you can detect them usually in your data exploration. And if you don't detect them, I should say, you're going to have real problems because a lot of machine learning algorithms just fail on missing values or give very weird results sometimes. So then there's the question, okay, we know we've got to find our missing values. How do we hunt for them? How are they coded? And again, I wish I could give you a magic wand that you could wave around and that would be how it works, but I don't have one, and nobody does. If you're lucky, they're coded as some kind of null value or missing value or empty string or something like that. And that's great. If you've got that, then you've kind of got it made. But in other cases, maybe they've been coded in some other way. Old-fashioned mainframe systems, and you still see a lot of that databases around, use like -999 as a missing value for, it's just a convention. Sometimes I've seen this in records, like even medical records, for example. A test isn't done on a patient, and the default value is 0 because, it doesn't mean their blood pressure was actually 0. It just means no one measured the blood pressure and entered it into the database. NA, sometimes a character string, sometimes a special, value can be a good one, question mark, etc. So there's lots of ways, and you need to dig around and figure out for your particular case, your particular database, how are the missing values coded? Okay. So let's say you've hunted down your missing values. What are you going to do about it? How do you treat them? Well, there's lots of ways. First off, look at the columns. And if there's a column that's mostly missing values, maybe it's 70, 80, 90% missing values, it's probably not going to have that much information unless somehow you can fix it, like it should, all the missing values should be a certain default or something like that. But generally, those kind of features just don't have very much information, and so it may be safe to just remove them and not contaminate your training by introducing noise. If it's just a few rows, say you've got thousands of cases and only 5 rows have missing values in them, maybe it's better just to not think about it and just get rid of those 5 rows or a few, small percentage of rows. That might just be the easiest thing to do, the safest thing to do. But say you can't do that. You can do fill, which is kind of a nearest neighbor strategy. You can either go forward or backward. If there's a time order to the data that it's obvious forward and backward actually means forward and backward time. It may just mean forward and backward by record number, but you're just using nearest neighbor to forward or backward fill those missing values. You can impute missing values by various methods. You can use mean, median. You could do some sort of interpolation like a trend value. And there's much more sophisticated methods out there as well to impute missing values.